Hi, my name is Denver Riddle, and I'm the founder of Color Grading Central. I want to provide for you a master guide on using LUTs or lookup tables in your color grading. I'm also going to share with you how you can get your hands on 24 free film LUTs that emulate 35mm film through an inexpensive iPhone app. In the most basic sense, a lookup table is just a color transform. It's a set of numbers that simply change the color of an image. It need not be more complicated than that. But with that being said, they should be used with discernment and discretion, and that is the purpose of this video. Besides being used for calibrating monitors and for other technical reasons, I've boiled down the use of LUTs in color grading to three main reasons. They are used to address log exposure, to emulate 35mm film, and for applying looks. LUTs can be applied in a wide variety of applications. These applications include, but are not limited to, DaVinci Resolve, Adobe SpeedGrade, Premiere CC, After Effects, Final Cut Pro 10 with either Color Finale or LUT utility installed, and even imaging applications such as Photoshop can apply LUTs. For the purposes of this guide, I'll be applying LUTs using Color Finale in Final Cut Pro 10, but the same principles apply for other applications. Let's first start off with addressing log exposed images. When displayed on a monitor, images captured in log exposure appear flat and lifeless. The reason why you choose to shoot log gamma in the first place is to preserve the dynamic range or detail in the shadows and highlights. In other words, more of the image is there for us to work with. Now, we can either grade log images from scratch using the color controls, but this can be time consuming. So instead, we'll quickly apply a LUT to bring it into a color space that we can then springboard from. This is where discernment comes into play, as we need to know which camera we're working with so that we can choose the appropriate LUT to convert from log space. In this case, I used a log C to Rec 709 LUT because the footage was captured on the ARRI Amira camera. Other cameras that capture in log or something similar to it include ARRI Alexa, Blackmagic cameras, Canon C-Series, GH4, GoPro, Red camera, and the Sony A7S. So when adding a log to Rec 709 LUT, we just need to make sure that we're applying a LUT that's been made for that camera. By the way, these LUTs can be found right within your color corrector, or if you need a specific one, you can simply do a Google search using any combination of the camera name and words like log to Rec 709 LUT as keywords. On ARRI's website, there is an online LUT generator for generating LUTs for the Alexa and Amira cameras. Now that we've looked at how LUTs can be used to address log exposure, let's now take a look at what I consider the quintessential reason for using LUTs, and that is to emulate 35mm film. LUTs are the best way to recreate the subtle nuances and color shifts that are typical of 35mm film. This is because actual color science, film scanners, and other optical instruments have gone into creating LUTs that accurately transform the color space of digital to the color spaces representative of film. Let's now take a look at how we can make our digital footage look like it was shot on film. The examples I will be using are from the Osiris and Impulse collections available from Color Grading Central, but there are other great commercially available LUTs like Speedlooks from Look Labs and Koji from Crumple Pop. When using Osiris LUTs, all we need to do is to determine if the footage is either flat looking, in which case we choose LUTs for log gamma, or if the image has sufficient contrast and saturation, then in that case we choose Rec 709. There are a variety of LUTs to choose from black and white film, and the popular M31 LUT. LUT libraries like Impulse give greater flexibility and accuracy as they've been profiled for several different cameras. So we can choose a camera from a LUT group, in this case red log film, since the footage was captured on red and being decoded as red log film, and then choose from a list of 35mm still and motion picture negatives. these are the films that would be loaded into the camera. And as you can see, the results are stunning. Each negative features a variety of variations with different gamma responses, so you can just choose which one looks best. If we want to take things a step further, we have the Cineon color space, where we can imitate a DI workflow. In other words, we can emulate the camera negative, the film from the camera coming in, and the film out or the film going to print. Let me show you how we do this. As an input LUT, we'll choose any of the negatives with CIN for Cineon to give us a flat-looking intermediary. Then we'll add an output LUT to convert from Cineon to a film out on positive print Kodak 2383 film. For organization, I'll relabel these. And add a corrector in between where we can make a correction. By the way, the footage that you're seeing here is courtesy of Chris McKechnie, so I suggest that you check him out. Our bottom layer in this case is the first treatment or signal coming in, the top layer the last treatment or the signal going out, and our color correction is done in between. So what we've effectively done here is we've simulated as if the project was shot on film, digitized for color correction, and then printed back to film for delivery. Now, I'm not even suggesting that you do it this way. This is where discretion is involved. But if you're happy with the grade and you're not throwing any important image bits away, then LUTs to emulate film can serve as a great starting point in your grade. Let's now take a look at how LUTs can be used as a means of applying looks. The reason looks would be saved as LUTs is because of the interchangeability of LUTs between several platforms. For instance, I can generate a LUT from Resolve and apply the same look in After Effects. There are a growing number of companies that offer look-type LUTs, such as MLUT from Motion VFX, Newman Films, Ground Control, D-LUTs from James Miller, and Rocket Rooster. LUTs, of course, are different from power grades or presets in that you can't change individual parameters, so the only drawback in applying looks in this way is you can only dial the overall look or mix back to taste. But otherwise, if you like the artist's look and you're pleased with the results, then they're a great way to apply looks across many platforms. Okay, let's review. LUTs, or lookup tables, are a set of numbers that apply color transforms. The main reasons for using LUTs in color grading are to address log exposure, emulate 35mm film, and to apply looks. Armed with this information, I hope that it helps you in knowing which LUTs to apply and how to get the most out of your color grade. And how could I forget the 24 film LUTs from an inexpensive iPhone app, which, by the way, I have no affiliation with, but it's a totally fun app. The app is called Express Color from a company called Gamma and Density, and it only costs $2.99. It's easy to use and features 24 Kodak and Fuji film stocks, plus a handful of filter and processing effects. To begin using it, we choose either an image that we take or an existing one from our library. We're presented with some color correction controls, but we're not concerned with those at the moment. Going to the Looks section, then to Camera Stocks, we'll find a variety of Kodak and Fuji film stocks to emulate. We'll choose one and then press Done. We're presented with the image with the LUT being applied. Pressing the On-Off toggles the LUT on and off so we can see the difference. Going back to Looks and resetting the changes, we'll then go to Print Stocks to find the film print LUTs. We also have a variety of filters and processing effects that we can play around with. When we're ready to export the look, we'll press the Export button and then choose how we want to share the look as a LUT. In my case, I'll just choose the AirDrop since I'm near my computer. Once on my computer, I can then import the LUT into my grading program. you can see I have them all imported and I've organized them into groups. Express Color is a fun way to experiment with LUTs. They're only available for Rec 709, so if you're looking for something more particular, then I suggest visiting the links below in the description. So whether you want to use LUTs as a one-click and done approach, or just to use them as a starting point, they're a great feature to have in your toolkit. I hope that you've enjoyed this guide, and thank you for watching.